All right, welcome back, y'all, to another episode. Here, we're at 27th of October. I want to start out the video by looking at the weekly. From our last point, we came in last week. There seemed to be a really positive green reversal candle here. Volume green reversal candle, but with my rule, it looks like it's retesting. So even though it did hit below the Bollinger Band, it came down for a retest, reversed at a green candle. We're looking at a pretty nice, even though the week hasn't ended yet, this could be the high for the rest of the week here. Let me just get rid of this alert, and it's we can measure it up. It's actually pretty good considering oh, hell, it's not working today. Some days you work, some days you don't. Anyways, this is an okay volume price action on this most recent candle. This one isn't, the one last week isn't really so. So, we're at an interesting point here where the MACD is still in the negative, way down in the negative on the weekly. We have the MACD, it's usually this kind of double wave action. There's always the primary action that comes up higher than the second. I don't expect this second wave action here to proceed upwards. So that's kind of a negative intro to, a positive intro to the bear market trend. This seems like there's it kind of creeped up on 80.1, as you can see on the fast moving stock RSI. That usually means either it's creeping up to a bull trend in the future, or it's just like it's going up. When it hits this on a bear cycle, it hits this overbought area and then it just continues going down, which could be the case. Next to divergence, we have a strong divergence cross there, which is a positive on a bull cycle. So we have kind of, this isn't really a positive or negative on either cycle. It's, the most positive one is when the most positive pattern I look at is the oscillation, and it has to cross up to, at some point, I like it for it to cross up to 100 like it did back here, but considering the bear cycle and when the bear cycle started and ended, so it ended about here, and continued going down. So looking at this like pattern, it looks like there's not enough momentum for that to pick up again, considering that double wave action on the MACD. So we'll look at this as another bear cycle limit, sort of ceiling. The next, we're at the slow stock moving RSI. This is my favorite trend indicator, because what I love to look at here is the losing momentum from our lowest low, this point here. Usually has to match, so this price action volume candles has to match with the second one, while how do I explain this, while it hits a new low but a higher low than this volume candle. So we're at the slow stock moving RSI value of 26.2. 26.10. You can see that where my cursor is. It shouldn't ever hit below 26.10 on the close, but it should mimic a similar price action, a really low dip in that, and that's what I'm looking at, because I'm looking at, this is a bit of a support here, but it doesn't mean that it shouldn't go past. It shouldn't continue along the same support line. So it should go past the support line with a very strong momentum to keep going up. So it's a bit weird, because considering this double wave action, it looks like we're going to keep going down in a bear cycle, guys. It doesn't look good, but there are some other indicators like the slow moving RSI trend that indicates otherwise, even especially this candle here, this big volume candle. So there is some whales going across. This is the KuCoin chart. There are some whales going through and buying, considering they are looking at this support line here. So it would be great if we can just get a nice pickup at this point. It would be really great if we can get a nice pickup. But it wouldn't support. It would support my other pattern, but which is going down, hitting the. Actually, it wouldn't support my pattern, because it usually is supposed to hit a low and then not move past it, but it hasn't. So technically, it's a really hard call, really extremely hard call. We're in the middle of a bull and bear sort of tug of war here. I'm really hoping it'll pick back up at this point. And if we look at Bitcoin, has been really following the US 100. It hasn't today, so it kind of broke its cycle the past couple of days. If we look at the daily on Bitcoin, see Bitcoin, shot up here. They had a Bollinger Band squeeze, and it had to break out at one point. It's breaking out a bit high here, and if we look back at the US 100, it hit its ceiling, and it kind of wants to go back down to retest this new low here. So we're not seeing too much of a volume action here, and it's still at the negative point on the MACD. It just came from an oversold oscillation cycle. We got a crossing divergence, which confirms confirms a bear cycle. So it's a downward moving trend. It's the war is still kind of going on with the news, and it's not the best time. We have a announcement coming up. Just check the calendar. We got the CPI announcement on October 13th, and then the federal meeting for the forecast on the next interest rate hike on the 1st of November. Now I set that on my calendar. That's just in a few days. That'll mark an interesting point by the time this movement goes down to retest. So it looks like it's going to retest back down and then pop back up again. If we hit a new low, that would be even better, because the newest low is on the slow moving RSI is here. So it's 32.4. It should hit a new low. I want it to hit this RSI, this Fibonacci support line, which is at 0.5, the Dow line. That would be perfect. at least to oscillate back. You know, as if we hit a new lower high during this little oscillation period, if we hit a new lower high around this point, that would be really, really good. But you know, I got stocks set up. I bought already a few stocks. Like I think I bought. So we're at Mara. I bought at 12.1. It's already got 8% return. I bought Baba and Tesla, and we're looking at a good return now. So it's, you know, it's looking, it's actually looking pretty hectic. But you know, it's good. I think it'll oscillate back upwards after this retest at the end of the week, especially after the CPI announcement. Sorry, the federal meeting forecast announcement for interest rates. So look, this last trade I did, I put in today. We go back on the hourly for Bitcoin. I saw the US 100 dip in the middle of this area here, and I knew it was gonna keep going down. It just had one of those good, you know, confident moments that it was gonna keep going down, and it did. It hit a new low today at 10,893 around. Considering Bitcoin reflects that, I went ahead and bought, I sold Bitcoin, shorted Bitcoin, sorry, and I got 53% return times 32. And so I got, you know, 53% return, $29, which is pretty good because I'm making a comeback with a total capital of 86. I started out with 30. So there I am. I'm not looking to get any kind of big profits from this. I'm going to close out pretty soon because it looks like it's hitting a good support at this point. If we look at the daily, you know, I don't think it's going to go past this moving average line here, which is my support line. And if we look at the hourly, it looks like it's in that area. So it's kind of, I'll wait till it loses momentum on the divergence, the green crosses that. I get a green candle on the MACD. I get a good price action, and then I'll just close it off. So, all right, guys, that's the end of it for this week. Got a good 53% return, and I will see y'all next week with a new trade, hopefully. All right, y'all, have a good weekend.